stress unequalled, spiralling out, wanting to annoy everyone, not cooperating, tired, although I hate the word, no more than everyday expression, dims conversation, flattening. Still withering inside me before I leave the home door, I step out to the world and comment on the plant. Connection grows again, and dark lost. Sparrows chirp the goodness to the day. Writing, and poetry in particular, has always been the way I've shared my passion for nature. I know a lot of things have been written in the past, but sometimes I just want to capture how I feel about what's around me from my perspective in that precise moment where I stood, what I saw, and to share that with the reader. I'm James, and I value nature and wildlife as the ground level of our existence. We're just as animal as a snail, just as life form as a tree, and that we can immerse ourselves in our core self. It's who we are. But as a young carer, a lot of my time that would be free time for another teenager is spent looking after my sister, or doing chores whilst the rest of the family are, which means it's not all sitting outside in nature for me. It's usually upon my walks to school I have most passionately found myself in nature, and I have a good 25 minutes to look, think, listen and write. I use Google Keep on my phone to write, as it is useful on the move. It also gives me an opportunity to take photos of the wildlife around me too. Personally, I am passionately curious about our plants and trees. There's something magical about them. There's always a feel of something earthy, plant-like, on every cold and dark day. How you can be close to them and watch them glide through the seasons. How connected they are to the soft, scented earth. Like the white petals of the yarrow to the green buds of ivy in autumn, to the great oak trees. All of our plant life is sensational and fills my heart. Snails are also pretty cool. And we have a great dynasty behind our garden that feed on our bird feeder. But there's something about me which helps me to notice and take in nature in great detail, and that's that I'm autistic. Being autistic, I can struggle with some things such as loud spaces or executive dysfunction, like remembering things and organising my stuff, or with people being unclear or assumptive in their communication. But nature helps me deal with overwhelm and regulate. I have an access rider, which is a document that says for accommodations that I need to take part in activities on an equal level. It includes several things to help me, including in order to regulate, James will need an access to a quiet space or good tree. Being strongly connected to nature is true of many autists. For me, nature is even part of my access requirements. In 2020, I wanted to capture my lockdown poems with my mum, so I made a Facebook page to share my poems and my photography. I've added to it over the years, including a new collection I breathed from the cold air last winter. But then I thought I could go further on my advocacy and involvement for what I loved. So I started regularly going to my Green Council and joined the youth board for my local wildlife trust. At youth boards, everyone was really kind and helped and listened. I also made some amazing friends, and that was a stepping stone for me to reaching to find out other ways to advocate and sign up to different mailing lists, one of which led me to the project where I made this film, Youth Voices for Nature. Nature, our living world, is a refuge to so many people, young and old, from all walks of life. It passes knowledge down. It intertwines with every part of humanity, our dark and light, our warm and cold, and so much else we need every day. If we can be more in harmony with our nature, as our ancestors were, we can have a more biodiverse and safer future. This isn't just one big action, but lots of small actions, regularly checked and adapted, just as nature does, and more care from our government, coming together to create the big changes our world needs. My advocacy journey still has a way to go, but as a young generation, we are all in this together to keep living and making small changes for the better, for nature, for us. What's your story for nature?